You can still have time for those friends, but don't overindulge because you still have family that needs your time too. Okay, so you don't put any of them on a shaky ground.
Roll with Tia on YouTube.
Hi, if you are seeing this video for the first time, my name is Samdia, and over here on this channel we talk all things self-development and mental health related issues, so make sure to stick around. You won't be disappointed. Simplicity is not minimalistic. I just want to clear that assumption. We usually misconstrue simplicity to material possession, but that is not the case. It goes far beyond that. Confucius says that life is very simple, but then we try to make it very difficult for ourselves. You call someone, the person couldn't answer. You conclude that the person is pompous, the person feels too big to answer your call, creating problems for yourself. But that is human nature. We always try to complicate issues for ourselves. You have to look at the simple aspects before you can gravitate towards the complicated aspect. But then we start from the complicated aspect and we gravitate towards the simple aspect. That is, if we don't fall in a pit before we reach the simple aspect. The first step in simplifying your life is to concentrate much more on the inside rather than the outside. You see someone is burning on the inside, but the person comes out and exudes some level of happiness that does not associate with what is inside him, thinking that that will change whatever is inside him. That one is only a temporary solution to what you feel. When you are all alone again, the feeling will come down on you again and you experience it as if you are experiencing it for the first time. You don't have to ignore what is happening within you. You have to appreciate what is happening within you and work through it. Okay, in this era we concentrate more on the outside appearance rather than on the inside, because we want approval, we want to please people around us, we want them to like us, so we appear all cheerful, all happy. We don't want to associate with depression and anxiety, all those things, because of what other people would say about us. We learn this from childhood. As children, as we are growing up, we are more in tune with our mental aspect. We are more in tune with what is happening inside us. So we try to honor those feelings. And as parents, they think like a child is being troublesome or is making life difficult for them and the other siblings. So they try to neglect that child, not giving him or her the same attention as the siblings. So as time goes on, the child tries to numb that feeling. Try to numb whatever is happening within him to be able to be appreciated and loved by the parent. So the approval starts from childhood. You numb the feeling so that your parents won't say that you are difficult, you are troublesome and all that. And we grow with it. We grow numbing that emotional aspect, thinking that when you numb your feeling, people will appreciate you, they want to be around you, they will approve of your behavior. As you grow, it's time to now pay attention to that emotional aspect of you and stop seeking approval. There's no outside without an inside. Whatever is happening within you, no matter how much you try, it will always surface in the most unpleasant ways. It will always surface. Okay, so you have to deal with it inside. It's a work that you have to do on your own. You have to work through all two ways. Okay, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like people over evading my space. So when I see that like you're just too much on me, I can't concentrate on myself, I just politely tell you that, oh, I want to do this, can you excuse me for some time, so that I'll be able to have time for myself and do the things I want to do. But it's very hard for some people because of their pleasing nature. They'll be hurting, someone will be hurting them, someone will be evading their space, but they can't tell the person what they are doing to them, what they feel inside. They try to accommodate everything that the person is doing. Meanwhile, it's hurting them. And you know what that does to you? It stresses you out first of all. It leads to short-temperedness and transferring of anger. Anything anyone does to you, you are angry about it just because someone else is doing something to you that you are not happy and you are not able to tell the person because you want approval from them. You create problems for yourself when you could have just voiced it out and let everything go, so that you can have your free mind to think about other issues and concentrate on your life. Okay, so simplicity comes in there. Don't complicate your mental issues for other people. And the second tip in simplifying your life is not to overschedule. Some of us, we schedule everything, we overthink everything, stressing ourselves out. And in overscheduling too, we normally don't make room for ourselves. Mostly there is imbalance between family and work. Work is very important and family too is very important. So how you manage to be able to meet all of them at the same level sometimes is a problem to most of us. You don't know how to meet the family and still meet the work and do proper work at the same time. So I say strategize your time very well. During the weekends, you don't work from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. It doesn't happen that way. So when you are not working, it's family time. And when it's family time, no work. Don't put one on the pedestal. You need money to take care of your families. But why are you working? It's not because of the family. So you need both. They have to be at par with each other. And usually when we work during the weekdays, on the weekends, there's pressure from friends. They want to go out, they want to free their mind, prepare for the weekday again. You can still have time for those friends, but don't overindulge, because you still have family that needs your time too. Okay, so you don't put any of them on a shaky ground. You give them their due. Family, friends, and work, all of them are important, but then you have to know when it's time for this thing, when it's time for this thing, when it's time for this thing. Okay, a wise lady once told me that when she's planning for her day in the night, she makes sure to make provisions for urgent matters. She leaves 4 hours free so that if anything urgent comes in within the day, she'll be able to fix it in the 4 hours. But some of us just use all our 24 hours. We plan everything in our 24 hours. So when something urgent that needs our attention within the day comes out, we try to squeeze it in within that time, and we try to overburden ourselves and do everything at a go. This will lead to burnout, okay? And you spend a lot of time treating your burnout when you could have just avoided it, because your work will not be more pleasing to you when you are burnt out. So you have to come back and reset yourself again, and that will take some time, but you could have just avoided it by working on a pace. Okay, as much as I like productivity, I also love myself so much, so I don't overburden myself. I know I want to do a lot of stuff, but then I just look at it. It's me, and there's a limit to all what I can do at a go. So I move slowly at my own pace, and sometimes I don't have the inspiration to do anything, and within those times I just give myself grace period, go with the flow, and then recharge and bounce back to whatever I was doing in the first place. And it helps a lot, so you can also adapt it. It's not, I don't give myself hard time because I don't have the inspiration to do what I'm supposed to do. I just go with the flow, and then I make sure that I bounce back in time and continue with or finish with whatever I was doing. Okay, the next tip in simplifying your life is to focus more on simple solutions more than complicated solutions. There's something we call complexity bias. We usually think that the more complex something is, the more reliable that is, but that is not the case mostly. Okay, and I think we learned this from school. When you are in school, you give a very simple answer. No one even looks at you. The teacher doesn't give you that approval. But when someone gives a complicated explanation, the person is seen as the guru in the class. Okay, so we grow up thinking that, oh, more complicated explanations and solutions are usually better than simple ones. It's time to take that notion out of your head. It's not the case. When you have a simpler solution, just use that one. Imagine having a simpler solution that you can use to tackle an issue in 30 minutes, and then you go looking for complicated issue which will take you 2 hours. You would have wasted 1 hour 30 minutes and arrive at the same conclusion or the same result that the 30 minutes solution would have provided you. Okay, so when you look for simpler solutions, it usually reduces the strain on yourself, reduces your stress level, it reduces the energy you suck from yourself, and gives you more time to do other stuffs. Okay, so simple solutions is the same as complicated solutions, just that you are working more smarter and you are using your time judiciously to achieve the same results as someone who is trying to complicate his life by looking for complicated solutions. Okay, so simple solutions are always better. When you find a simple solution, just go ahead with it. Use simple solutions which are more aligned with your natural inclination. As far as it will not do anything to who you are as a person, as far as it doesn't go contrary to your values, use it and save yourself time and some unnecessary stress. Okay, this brings me to the end of today's video, and if you like it or you got anything out of it, make sure to like, subscribe and share. Okay, see you on my next video, and I'm always glad to be of help to you. Bye bye.